I've recently come across a very interesting idea about the fact that if your standpoints are on a extreme side, you get more attention. I want to test that. And without further ado, I'm going to say the most controversial thing I believe, which is Sophie is eating her own tail. Interesting. Sophia Scaun. You've learned a bit of Romanian over there. Without further ado, let's talk about the most extreme thing I believe, which is there are no excuses that are true. Everything that you believe that it's an excuse, it's just that. It's a belief, not an actual limitation. Most people nowadays are unlimited. They have unlimited potential, unlimited resources to create whatever they want. And if you're thinking, let's take a simple example, a camera. You have a camera on your phone. You actually have four over here and another one here. On your MacBook or laptop or whatever, you have another camera. You have a microphone built into the beautiful device. You have another microphone on your laptop. You have so many things that at your disposal that you can create things. You don't need to create videos. You can write down, you can become a writer, you can become whatever it is that you want. If you think that you have a limitation when it comes to resources in this creation side, it's really not a limitation. Let's say, for instance, you want to find, I don't know, camera equipment. There is probably someone who woke up who has 5 cameras already, and if you know how to ask, they're going to give you those cameras for free for a while to do whatever you want. You can do any kinds of things. And if you think you don't have the energy or you don't have anything to say or anything to bring to the market, that's wrong as well. Who are you to decide what's your worth? Okay, of course, it's if you don't feel like you're worth the time or the money or the attention, that's just an excuse you put on yourself. Let the market decide. Let the other people decide if you're worth it, the attention that you are demanding or putting out there. Let them decide. Do the best work you can do, but not too much. Don't complicate things. Do things simply. And if there is one thing that you take out of this video, is that motivation and inspiration is absolute garbage. Never think in terms of motivation and inspiration. Like, that's a bad diagnosis. If you think about it, if you look at your life in terms of motivation and inspiration, you will never, and I mean never, find the inspiration and motivation to do things, because it's a flawed lens through which you see the world. The world does not care about motivation and inspiration. You can do anything and be uninspired as fuck. I said it, I meant it. With zero inspiration and zero motivation, you can do more things. And this is the one thing that you need to stick into your brain. And that is that instead of motivation and inspiration, use momentum and try to make it as easily as possible for you to succeed. And you do that by making the things that you want to do, breaking them down into small intervals. Set a timer for 20 minutes or 5 minutes or even 30 seconds. Do something, a skill that you want to build, a thing that you want to acquire. Do it for 30 seconds, 1 minute. Do it as many times as you can every day. And soon enough, you will have unstoppable momentum. You will have so much power behind your actions that it will feel so easy to do whatever you want. If you compare the first videos that I did on this channel with the video that you're watching right now, you're going to notice a big difference. And that's only because of momentum. I don't feel any more inspiration, any more motivation to make videos. I feel neutral. I don't really care if I press record and start talking. It's neutral. No motivation, no inspiration required. And the speech pattern and the way I articulate and use my lexicon that I've built over the years and the content that I've consumed, the way I present it, the way I formulate ideas and structure my thinking is much more sharp. And if you want to get into the technicals, I've also introduced this idea of holotropic meditation right before I film a video. And that's because usually my videos where I meditate at the end, they are the best videos I've ever made. The best content, the best ideas come at the end. So instead of doing that, before I press record, I do a 25-minute breath and it creates this sharpness, this laser focus. 25 breaths in, out, inhale, exhale 25 times, and then exhale, keep your breath. Be careful to not fall. If you are doing this for the first time, do it on a chair, supervised. If you have any health problems, be careful. Do your own due diligence about this holotropic meditation. And this has been such an eye-opener and skill multiplier for talking in front of the camera, because I do not require force to be able to exert more energy and come up with words and extract certain ideas from my past, from my experiences. It doesn't require any more force. It is easy. It doesn't require any more energy because I put myself into the state that I want to be, a bit more energetic, a bit more laser focused, with a bit of oomph and a bit of confidence in front of the camera. It's been a game changer. And of course, as always, I'm just a guy with a camera and a microphone, and I'm doing a 30-day meditation challenge. This is session 2 of the day. This day 6. Today is 22nd or 23rd? 23rd of February 2024, and I'll be setting the timer just now for 1 hour and 3 minutes. And it has started. And the meditation is over 1 hour and 3 minutes. And I have some more controversial things to say, controversial beliefs that I have. One of which is that your mind does not work on promises, it works on proof. The more you prove to your mind that you are the kind of person who really does what they set out to do, the more your mind believes you and the more confidence you get. Another controversial thing that I believe is that in order to get extreme results, you need extreme actions. But not in the sense that there are consequences, bad consequences. No. If there are no bad consequences, you should go as extreme as possible and do it to the highest degree possible that you can without forcing yourself. Now, one thing is very important here: keep it simple, stupid. I'm going to keep this as a literal saying for everything that I do. I don't know if it's going to be like that, but keep it simple, stupid. The more you complicate your work processes, the more you complicate your road towards success, the harder it is. Make it easy to yourself to succeed. Make it easier and easier to succeed. Find ways, look at every process that you have and find the bottlenecks. For instance, this microphone is a big bottleneck in my process. Why? Because it has wires. If it didn't have wire, it would be so much easier to move the camera around, to get new angles, and really focus on the video part, the video making part. Look at how careful I need to be when I move this camera around. I have to be conscious not to step on the wires. I have to be conscious about the fact that the dog is going to eat the wires. So that's another reason why simple is better. A wireless microphone is even cheaper than this microphone. And the quality doesn't suffer that much. It's almost 80% to 90% there. You can even find cheaper options to find your microphone. But we're not talking about microphone. We are talking about momentum, about proof, not promises. You prove that you are doing. And the one thing that is extremely important whenever you set a timer to build momentum, always keep the promise that you made to your brain, to your mind. If you do not keep your promises that you make to your mind will work against you. It's important to not break promises. It's very, very important to keep all the promises, even if you feel like you need and you are in such a good flow. Break it. Take a break for 30 seconds, put another timer. Keep all your promises and make them small so you can keep them. You can see how easy it is to pave this road of small successes in succession, one after another and after another. I don't know what that facial expression was. One after another, and build upon itself. It builds upon itself and it compounds. You will not find the ceiling. You might think that the ceiling of your success and your skills is here, but if you break through it and you build momentum, you will not believe what you are capable of. And there is one more thing, one last thing, like Steve Jobs would say, God rest his soul. And one more thing, if you break your habit, it takes 38 repetitions. You don't have to wait 38 days to build a habit. You can build it in 4 days with 40 repetitions. Just do 10 repetitions every day. But if you break a habit, if you lose momentum, don't beat yourself up. The key here is to reduce the judgment that you have over your actions in order to promote massive amounts of action, to promote massive amounts of performance, of doing the things that you want to do. And whenever you break that habit, whenever you break that momentum, do not judge yourself. and lower the standard. You should always keep the standard to 1 minute or 30 seconds. And when you lost momentum, go back to that standard because it's so hard to keep the standard at 1 minute or 30 seconds. Of course, it's also detrimental to keep it there. You want some improvement. You get a lot of hype, a lot of momentum, you get amped up from the fact that you're progressing and you're getting better and better and better results. But whenever you are losing momentum or you have 2 weeks, just go back to the basics. Say to yourself, it's like I never had that momentum, so I need to basically go back and do it for 1 minute, for 30 seconds, for however much I want. This meditation session was okay-ish. I got a lot of distractions in regards to plans I have, things I need to do. I'm going to sell the iPad and I need to make a lot of music tonight to have for my videos. You're probably going to hear some music that I'm going to make tonight on this video, and I'm going to sell it in the morning so that I can buy other things and also sell those things to buy a house. Yeah, I got big plans. I'm just a guy on the internet. Remember that? I'm not anything special. And that's exactly what you should remember. Exactly what you should remember. If I can do it, you can do it as well. And not only that, but it's important to notice that all the excuses that you have can be switched and reframed as positives. If I don't have the perfect camera, I can say, look, even with this phone that's $200, I can make content. You have no excuse. Of course, I'm using a $1,000 camera. Together with the lens, it's $1,000 and a $300 microphone. But it doesn't matter. I was just checking to see if it's still working. But it does not matter at all. I could have done this with a phone. I could have done this without a camera, without a phone, without the microphone, with just my phone and just speaking into the phone. You could have done this with anything. Technology nowadays is not a limitation. You have the technology to do Hollywood quality movies for $500 to $1,000. Keep that in mind. And you have in your pocket, a phone that has 500,000 to 1,000,000 times more computational power than the rocket that put someone on the moon. So don't tell me you are limited. That's all.